A Toynbee tile is a plaque that's in the street with this cryptic message about resurrecting the dead. And they've been appearing for almost 3 decades in cities across the US and South America. They're actually embedded flat into the street, and they could be about yay big. Some of them are smaller. They could be little strips. They could be the size of a business card. They come in all different colors, and sometimes they'll have little pictures and extra messages. So here's a new tile that just popped up that we were just made aware of today, which is brilliant. I mean, it's right outside of the theater where we're showing the movie. This one looks like a copy of one that's in Cleveland. It is significantly different. Yeah, you can see a spilling coffee cup here, and you can see a spoon. And this is a lady leg. It's a little unclear because it's still covered up with tar. It really looks like somebody who was making tiles was aware of our screening and decided that they would lay tiles right outside the movie theater, which is awesome. We're very happy about that. And we, the filmmakers, are not making tiles.
They are mysterious markers with bizarre messages.
Isn't that weird, that thing in the street that says Resurrect Dead on planet Jupiter?
So Resurrect Dead is a film about the Toynbee tiles, and the story, it's sort of a mystery. You know, people have been citing these tiles for decades, and nobody really knows who puts them there, what they mean, you know, why are they being put down there. We follow a few people who basically collaborate to investigate this mystery, and it turns out that there is kind of like a long, tangled story behind it.
Somewhere there's a human being who's behind all of this. I've been looking for this needle in the haystack for years and years and years and years.
I met Justin in the summer of 2001, okay, which would be 10 years ago at this point. And we met kind of by accident through a prank phone call, and that's like a whole nother crazy story. But when I met him, it just clicked. I mean, right there, I said, we're gonna make a movie about this, because I think that I could see the story. Like, you could see it in the air. You could see it coming out of him, like the kind of emotion and the enthusiasm. At least I could. And so I said, this is great. We're gonna do this, you know, we're gonna do a movie about this. We started shooting in the summer of 2005, and the story goes from about then till about 2007. The investigation in the story, which is Act 2 and Act 3, stretches for about 1.5 years, and then ends with an event in 2007. And then after that, I just had this mountain of footage. I had like 100 hours of footage, and I just had to learn how to edit a movie, which was not easy. You know, and that was going on through 2008, 2009, submitted to Sundance 2010, premiered at 2010. Takes a long time.
You may have information to help solve a 20-plus-year-old mystery.
We're not going to make this discovery. You know, we're barking up the wrong tree. It's the quagmire.
It's like waking up from this dream.
I submitted to Sundance. It was just a cold submission. I just, you know, sent the DVD with, you know, and I didn't expect to get accepted. I mean, getting into Sundance is really, the odds are pretty slim. So I got exceedingly lucky to get into Sundance. Resurrect Dead was in competition for, it was just in competition with other US documentaries. And yeah, I won a prize, the directing award at Sundance, which is mind-blowing. I was working as a house cleaner most of the time, I mean the entire time that I was making the film, working odd jobs, and that's significant. You wouldn't think that working as a house cleaner gives you an advantage as a filmmaker, because people think, oh, you need connections, you need money, you need all these things. And it's true. I mean, it's tough to do things without connections, it's tough to do things without money, but those are not the most important things. I would like to tell people that it's an ideas game. I mean, if you're getting into filmmaking, it's an ideas game, and the most important thing you can do is hold on to good ideas. Come up with the best ideas. And one thing that, one of the perks of working as a house cleaner is it's menial work, but it doesn't take up your brain, you know? My mind was free to wander, to think about whatever I wanted all day while I scrubbed down the sinks or whatever. And that's meaningful. I mean, that's a lot of mental real estate that I was able to hold on to. I mean, you can contrast that with somebody else who had a job where, you know, if they work a 9 to 5 where they're constantly thinking about someone else's project or some other company thing, and they get home at the end of the day and they just want to, you know, watch TV, or maybe they just don't have the energy to work on their own project. Well, by working as a house cleaner, by working these kind of like menial side jobs, I was able to keep the energy I needed to carry the film. So we didn't need a lot of money. There's more important things than money, honestly. So, you know, I would say that to the, you know, there's a lot of starving artists out there, and I would count myself as one, and most of my friends as starving artists as well. And, you know, holding on to your dreams and holding on to energy, like that kind of spirit, that's what really matters. At the end of the day, you know, the story is not about tiles. The story is not about a mystery. You follow the human emotion. That's the way stories work. I mean, that's, you know, and so I like to think that Justin, the main character of the story, is emotionally, he's the one who's carrying it on his shoulders. We care because Justin cares. And we care about what happens to Justin because we're emotionally invested in Justin. And I think that's what I originally saw way back in 2000 when I first met Justin. I mean, I could see that he could carry this story emotionally. That's important. I mean, if you think a documentary is just getting up and saying a lot of facts and just citing a lot of, you know, this and that, that's not true. I mean, like, there has to be an emotional undercurrent to it that carries people as well. I'm Jon Foy, and you're watching Reelblack.